what's going on, everybody, and welcome to another little clip. This is the Raggedy Andy, and I'm Bob from Lone Duck Outfitters and Kennels, and we're going to do a little deeper dive on collar conditioning. Now, first, if you haven't already, click that subscribe button, baby, and also dig back into our little YouTube channel and find the episode on collar conditioning 101, basically. And that's our intro to it. But now we're going to talk about problems and solutions, baby. All right. Now, we get a lot of questions here, and I've seen it and done it with a bunch of dogs. And guess what, everyone? It doesn't go according to plan. So the idea, let's talk about the here command first, okay? So we're collar conditioning the dog to the here command. It's a known command. They understand what I'm asking of them with treats and a leash and all that jazz. And now we're overlaying that with the e-collar. We've found our normal working level. We've, scaled really down so they don't really feel it. And then you build back up. And here we go. Dogs, let's take Andy for an example. She's working on a 25. Okay, that's cool with her. Andy's a good dog. All right. Sometimes Miss Little Raggedy here will stop and scratch at her collar. What do I do? Now, some people will turn the pressure off. They'll turn the stimulation off on the collar, okay? So they're holding down a continuous stimulation. Dog stops, scratches at his neck, and we turn it off. All right, now think with me, baby. Think. If the correct response is you come to me and the pressure's turned off, and they learn that real quick, well, how quickly do you think it would take for them to learn that stopping and scratching their neck turns it off? My guess is really quickly. Now, another thing they could do is squeal. Not ideal. We don't like vocalization, but guess what, folks? It happens. Some dogs are more vocal than others just in life. And so when they feel a little uncomfortability, they're going to start doing whatever they do. And we've got to work them through it. We've got to teach them that this is not that bad. You're going to get praise. You got to work through this, baby. We got it together. And they overcome it. Trust me. But what if you turn that pressure off when they go? Guess how quickly they learn to go when you touch that button? Real quick. What's another thing? They will bolt. Bolting is when they do the opposite of what you're asking them to do, and they haul butt back to the truck or back to the house or hide under, behind somebody, or they do whatever. They're trying to escape the stimulation, escape the pressure. And it's our job to teach them how to get out of it. Now, if you are found, or if you're picking up what I'm putting down, you're going to already know what I'm going to say. Do not turn the pressure off when they do these behaviors. Work them through it. You've got the check cord on and reel them in. So if they stop and scratch, guess what? They don't have an itch. They're scratching at the weird feeling on their neck. You've got to keep the pressure on and reel them in and praise them. Now, one thing you can do is turn the dial up. Make it even more uncomfortable, and they will haul their butt to you. Now, it depends on where the dog is, how many days they've been into this forced to hear program, blah, blah, blah. But I might dial that up from a 20 to a 35, and they'll go, oh, he's talking to me. And then you scale back down for the next one. So you dial up and scale back down to their normal working level, okay? Same with the yip. I'm not going to increase the pressure on a yip. That one, right, guys? I'm not going to increase the pressure, but I'm going to keep that pressure on, and I'm going to help them learn, escape the pressure, and succeed by reeling them in and getting them to me. That's when the pressure's turned off. That's when I praise them. And quickly they will figure out when he talks, I listen, and I haul butt, and I get praise. Uncomfortable, comfortable, and praise. Now, what about the bolting? Man, bolting's a tough one, but I've got an answer for you. A check cord, okay? When we're doing collar conditioning, I always have a leash on the dog so I can maintain control for when things get Western or squirrely or whatever you want to call it. Things can get a little weird, and I've got that leash to help them succeed, turn the pressure off on the collar, and praise. Now, as a trainer, here's what I'm thinking to myself. Why? Why did he get squirrely? Is it because I had the collar up too high? Maybe. Is it because he didn't understand what I was asking? Maybe. Is it because he's giving me the old bird? Maybe. If they're giving you the bird, then we have to stick with what we're doing and work on it and get them through it and teach them how to succeed, and that it's better to just work with me than flip me off. If they don't understand or it's too high, now that's up to you guys. You have to be, this is what being a trainer is all about. You have to finesse the situation and read the dog's body language, read what's going on so that you can make a snap decision and say, I need to scale down, rotate that dial, turn it down a little bit. Or, hey, turn it up, get them through it. Good dog, turn it back down. Or use your rope and get them in the heel, get them to you, and then turn it off. And then, hey, good dog. You know, some dogs, people talk about being soft, right? You know, I've trained a ton of dogs where being soft has never stopped them from being great or being collar conditioned or being force fetched. You just have to figure out where they can work through it and understand what you're asking, and then they get praise. These dogs want to please us. And so collar conditioning is not something to be intimidated by. It's not something that, you know, my dog, it doesn't fit the bill. They can all do it. I've collar conditioned Shih Tzus and Pomeranians and Mastiffs and Great Danes, run the gamut of dogs we've collar conditioned, and they all have different personalities. You can take a black lab, and a black lab. All look the same and they all react differently to the collar. So it's our job as a trainer to finesse, read the situation, and work the dog through it and teach them how to be successful. Now, the last thing is, this is not it's a teaching tool, but I'm not teaching new commands with it. I'm teaching known commands where they know how to be successful. They understand what I'm asking of them. I've taught it before, and then I overlay the collar. Okay, so remember that. Consistency is key with your collar. Consistency is key with training. Read the situation, help your dog be successful, help your dog turn that collar off, and don't let them train you by squealing, by scratching at the collar, by bolting. They're trying to train you. We've got to work them through it, make them be successful, and you too, my friends, can collar condition your dog. Now, if you dig it, subscribe it. If you want to learn more, check out Lone Duck's Gun Dog Chronicles podcast. If you have questions, direct message on the old Instagrams. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, baby.